Good morning. Welcome to Rouse High School's 2021 graduation. Would everyone please stay standing during the presentation of colors, or stand if you're not there yet? And stay standing through the Star-Spangled Banner until the colors leave the field, please.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave? That works, I guess. Yep.
Thank you, Cameron Payne. We will miss your voice. Please be seated. I would like to invite Ariel Williams to the podium for our introductions. Ariel Williams is our student body vice president. Ariel is the daughter of Renee and Michael Williams and is a top 10% graduate, member of the National Honor Society, and UIL scholar. Ariel plans to attend Indiana University to study neuroscience on a pre-med track.
Good morning, and welcome to Rouse High School's Class of 2021 graduation ceremony. I would like to recognize our honored guests. If you're on stage today, will you please stand when you are announced? Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Bruce Gehring. Leander ISD Board President, Trish Bodie. Leander ISD Board Vice President, Dr. Gloria Gonzalez de Lucia. Leander ISD Board Secretary, Alexis Grimes. Leander ISD Board Member, Aaron Johnson. Leander ISD Board Member, Jim McKay. Leander ISD Board Member, Christine Maurer. Leander ISD Board Member, Anna Smith. Area Superintendent, Lorleen Arterberry. Principal, Christine Simpson. Associate Principal, Darla Smith. Lead Counselor, Carrie Robbins. Counselors, Amy Woodall, Aaron Turong, and Allison Atkinson. College and Career Coordinator, Christina Wallace. Dean of Instruction, Kelly Fitzgerald. Administrative Assistant, Laura Adames. Executive Administrators, Dr. Matt Bentz, Chief Academic Officer, Krista Carlin, Assistant Superintendent of Pathways and Innovation, Jason Miller, Chief Technology Officer, John Graham and Susan Cole, Executive Director of Instructional and Professional Learning, Kendra Winuns, Senior Executive Director of State and Federal Programs, Jennifer Collins, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum, Kimberly Walton, Executive Director of Special Programs and Services, and John Graham, Assistant Superintendent for Campus Activities and Support. Also in attendance today are our feeder school principals. Principal of Wiley Middle School, Angela Hodges. Principal of Stiles Middle School, Melody Maples. Principal of Atkin Elementary School, Becky Webster. And Principal of Blockhouse Creek Elementary School, Dr. Deanna Cady. Our name callers for today's graduation ceremony, Mr. Michael Yacht and Miss Stephanie Smith. Thank you all for your support. At this time, Annabella Ninomiya will deliver our opening remarks. Annabella is the daughter of Ava and Kent Ninomiya. Annabella is the student body president in the top 10% of Ford University track and field athlete and captain, a member of the National Honor Society, French Honor Society, and UIL Scholar. Annabella plans to attend the University of Texas to study at the Macomb School of Business.
How you doing, class of 2021? I'd say I had a pretty interesting year. How about you? You know, a lot of us had serious doubts that we would all be here at graduation today. But here we are. The class of 2021 is special, not just because we were blessed with a truly unique mix of highly talented and super motivated students, but because we endured a senior year that no other class ever had to put up with before. Last year, we were sent home for an extended spring break, only to never return for our junior year. We started off our senior year at home. Some of us never left home or changed out of our pajamas to attend class. I confess to that. Anyone else? Let me see hands. Well, we didn't just give up then. We muscled through. We endured one of the most contentious presidential elections in history, political and social unrest, a record freeze, hailstorm, and a pandemic that changed all of our lives. But through it all, we finished our classes, held our social events, and enjoyed an amazingly successful football season. Let's hear it for the Raider football team. So nothing this world could throw at us could prevent us from being here right now at our high school graduation, something we feared might never happen. So, as each of you embark on your next journeys in life, whether it's college, the workforce, or the military, remember that we are special. We endured what no other class ever had to. We are the class of 2021, so look out, world. Thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Bruce Gearing to introduce our class of 2021 honor graduates.
Thank you, Annabella. And good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning, and I am so pleased and thankful that we were here together in person this morning. It is my honor and privilege to be with you this morning to introduce to you the class of 2021 salutatorian for Rouse High School, Brandon Kochi Nguyen. Brandon is the son of Hung and Samantha Nguyen. He is a member of the National Honor Society and the National Spanish Honor Society. In Brandon's time at Rouse High School, he was a member of the Raider Band, UIL Social Studies, and UIL Science. Outside of school, Brandon volunteered at the Leander Public Library. Brandon is graduating with a grade point average of 5.641 and will be attending the University of Texas and majoring in electrical and computer engineering. Your class of 2021 salutatorian, Brandon Kochi Nguyen.
Good morning, everyone. Long time no see, right? For most of you guys. It's been over a year since I've seen some of you guys, and for some of you guys, it's only been like a few days. Regardless, I'm grateful to see you all at least one more time before we all go off and do our own thing. And that's one of two things I'd like to talk about today: gratitude, and the other being Twilight. We'll get to Twilight later. In elementary school, we're taught about gratitude when we learned about Thanksgiving. We're taught that the Native Americans and Pilgrims joined together in a feast and celebrated with food, expressing their thanks and gratitude towards each other and towards their bountiful harvest, and that we too should express our gratitude. But that never really stuck with me. After all I thought about when thinking of Thanksgiving was seeing family and having some very good food, probably the turkey in the oven. However, over time, I grew to understand the importance of gratitude. Gratitude extends beyond Thanksgiving and can be about anything. It can be about the big things in life. For example, I'm grateful for a family that is extremely supportive, for friends who are willing to help me out and drive me around when I was the last to get my driver's license, for teachers who always try their best to teach us the content and get the best out of us, especially during this past year. It can be about the small things too. I'm grateful for my few chess games with Mr. Morton, my brother coming in, holding our cat and telling me to pet it, even when I'm busy, and for my Nintendo DS when we were facing power outages, because, and I'd like my English teachers in the audience to forgive me for saying this, but God forbid I read a book when there's no power. The important thing is that you're grateful for something. When you're going through a rough time, it's easy to just say everything sucks. I mean, look at this past year. Could have said, screw it, given up, everything sucks, nothing is normal, and we're done. Or we can persevere through it all with our willpower and the things we're grateful for to help us look forward towards what we have going for us. And while there's time to sulk and deal with those emotions, gratitude helps change our mentality through those times and helps us move forward. All right, now let's talk about Twilight. You might be asking yourself, Brandon, why are you talking about an old vampire love movie? What does this have to do with anything? How did this get approved? Well, my answer to that, you'll see. As a child, I never really understood the appeal of Twilight. I had older cousins that watched it and enjoyed it, but 6-year-old Brandon couldn't fathom the thought. After all, why would you want to watch a movie about vampire love? For all I knew at the time, love is dumb, and Bella had cuties. Instead, I wanted to watch WALL-E or Iron Man or Kung Fu Panda, all action-ish movies that kept the focus of a child. But as I grew older, I understood Twilight a little bit more. Maybe the person watching likes romance movies. The thought of a taboo romance with a love triangle is appealing. Maybe they like the boys, siding with Team Edward or Team Jacob. Maybe they're with their lover and just want to spend time with them, Or maybe they're being held hostage by their lover and are forced to watch it with them. It's hard to say. I had similar sentiments in regards to public schooling. Young Brandon thought that school was dumb, that reading antiquated literature was dumb, and complex math was pointless, and history and science was just memorizing facts for the sake of it. But again, as I grew older, I began to understand. Well, yeah, most of us probably won't be doing calculus, intricate chemistry, or analyzing Shakespeare in our day-to-days. It was always the ideas behind them that mattered. Math was just a problem-solving skills. English was communicating effectively. Science and history gave us context and perspective on the world around us. The point I want to get across, though, is the importance of that shift in perspective as we grow older, and in the importance of trying to understand others' perspectives. It's clear that as we get older, our perspectives on life change as events occur to us or around us. Perhaps in 5 years, I'll be a secret die-hard romantic with an appreciation for the cheesy romance movies like Twilight, longing for the day I can call someone my own personal brand of heroine. That's something he said, by the way. And maybe in 40 years, I'll be a jaded, cynical old man screaming at children on my lawn and thinking that the youth are a problem in the world. For the sake of the people I care about, I hope that neither happens, but the idea is important for trying to understand others. We simply can't know everything that someone has gone through without trying to interrogate them. How they feel about certain things may come from their own personal experiences with the subject and how they were taught growing up, and the least we can try to do is understand. We're no longer going to be in this bubble of Leander Cedar Park with the shared experiences we have from schooling. We're going to find some farm boy who's never left the farm, people from all over the world, either dealing with poverty in their own homes or just different life situations. And we're going to be dealing with people in the city. They're going to feel things differently from us, view things very differently from us, especially in time where discourse and sentiments are more than just words, and where it's extremely easy to put yourself in an echo chamber surrounded by people who only see things like you do. It's important to try to put yourself in your shoes, to see things from their perspective. Maybe you'll understand them a bit better. All it takes is a bit of gratitude and understanding to make this world a better place. Thank you.
And now, your class of 2021 Rouse High School valedictorian, Kevin Andrew Rick. Kevin is the son of Ken and Linda Rick. He is a member of the robotics team, president of Habitat for Humanity, a member of the National Honor Society, and a member of Mu Alpha Theta. Kevin also participated on the Rouse High School tennis team and has volunteered with the Habitat for Humanity of Williamson County. Kevin is graduating with a grade point average of 5.8 and will be attending the University of Texas at Austin to major in computer science. Your 2021 valedictorian, Kevin Andrew Rick.
Good morning. Well, seniors, it's been a crazy year. We've seen Texas freeze over, so I'm expecting pigs to fly any day now. In all seriousness, our senior year has been unique, to say the least. From COVID-19 to elections to ice storms, it has presented new challenges and forced us to change things up. But we made it. While we may not have had the senior year that most classes get, we are here today, here to graduate and to enter a new chapter in our lives. Considering its immense impact, I think it is worth our while to take a last look and reflect on the challenges that the COVID pandemic has brought to our school community. On top of the physical constraints of limited capacity, masks, and social distancing, there have been organizational challenges of coordinating hybrid learning and extracurricular activities, technical challenges of internet-based class and curriculum, educational challenges as we adapted to school during a pandemic, and finally, emotional challenges as we dealt with separation from our peers. But through all of this, we have persevered. We have adapted, and we have successfully completed our senior year. However, we certainly could not have done it without the hard work of everyone in this community, so I believe a few special thank yous are in order. To our teachers, for their commitment to our learning even through Zoom calls. To our administrators and staff for balancing health and educational concerns and maintaining the school experience. To Mrs. Simpson and Mr. and Mrs. Rouse for their unwavering commitment to our Raider Nation. And to our parents and family for their constant love and support even in the midst of uncertainty. Let's have a round of applause. Finally, let's have a special round of applause for the class of 21, because I'm pretty sure that amongst all the other challenges, we've managed to endure possibly the worst case of senioritis in history. And now, I would like to take a moment to pause and reflect on the generational effect of immense challenges such as we have experienced in the last year. For example, for their triumph through remarkable trials, those Americans born between 1901 and 1927 have been dubbed the greatest generation. They grew up during the First World War and the Great Depression, triumphed in the Second World War, and built the makings of the modern world afterwards. They are recognized for their remarkable achievements amid remarkable challenges. While COVID is certainly not comparable to the great conflicts of the 20th century, I still believe that the precedent of the greatest generation of Americans serves as a shining example of transforming tragedy into triumph. Just as the struggles of the early 20th century laid the groundwork for the achievements of the modern age, I believe that in our struggles lies the groundwork for the future. During the Second World War, the struggles to break the German Enigma code led to the creation of the very first computers, while women joined the workforce in greater numbers than ever before to create the arsenal of democracy, and the GI Bill created a college-educated workforce. Through challenges, the greatest generation created progress. As for our generation, while COVID is certainly not comparable to that catalyst for the greatest generation, the First World War, it is perhaps the first great challenge of our generation. While I know that there are more to come, I am confident that, mirroring generations past, we can overcome any and all challenges put in our way by adapting through progress. Seniors, during the last year, we have innovated to conquer the challenges of the pandemic. We've pushed school to the computer screen. We've changed our work, travel, and entertainment habits. While these changes are sometimes frustrating, some of them are here to stay. In fact, I propose that our adaptations for COVID are our first steps into a new virtual age, an age of technology and potential. So again, to the Rouse High School class of 21, we made it, and we are stronger for the journey. As Winston Churchill said during the struggles of the Second World War, "I have not fear of the future. Let us go forward into its mysteries. Let us tear aside the veils which hide it from our eyes, and let us move onward with confidence and courage." I am certain that, come the challenges of the 21st century, the future, propelled by the pent-up energy of millions of locked-in high school seniors, is indeed bright. Good luck, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you both. Beautiful speeches. Kevin, I think when I was in the parking lot of the baseball playoff game, I accidentally approved your speech twice and didn't read Brandon. So Brandon, you literally had me on the edge of my seat today. Well done to both of you, and thank you for representing us. Thank you, Dr. Gearing, as well, for being here to present to our honor graduates. It means a lot to us to have you here today. It is a personal privilege to introduce our next speaker. Part of what makes Rouse unique and builds our tradition and sense of community is our next guest speaker and Rouse namesake, Charlie Rouse. Charlie is a mentor, a support, and a leader of innovation in the world of education. He and his family are a constant presence at student events to cheer on our Raiders. And as a matter of fact, he has regular coffee visits to really mentor me in leadership even today. He is an impressive man, he is a great friend, and he has taught me more than I can share. One particular day in all of this, I was going on and on about how are we going to pull this off. And Charlie looked at me and said, "Oh God, why me?" And I said, okay, I get it. I am blessed to be your principal, and I am blessed to be friends with Mr. Charlie Rouse.
I've faced a lot of challenges in my life, but following Brandon and Kevin is a big hurdle to get over. We love you guys. Y'all done a great job at Rouse High School. So to get on with it, Board of Trustees, appreciate y'all. Y'all have had a tough year. Dr. Garing, of course, my friend Christine, faculty, friends, and family, and above all, the class of 2021. Y'all have made a high water mark for Rouse High School. I appreciate that. It's indeed a pleasure to be here today. Of course, in fact, it's good to be anywhere, especially at my age and after experiencing COVID, hospitalization, and quarantine this past year. I'm glad to be here. This kind of reminds me of when I lived in San Antonio, Texas, where they have a world-class zoo. You're going to say, where in the world is he going with that? They have a wonderful habitat for animals, and if you've ever visited there, you would be impressed. While I was there, I took a great interest in the elephants. They're such magnificent animals, and they're almost extinct in certain areas in Africa. But I decided to do some research and I discovered not long after an elephant is born and can walk, a metal clasp is attached to one of its ankles. That clasp connects to a chain fastened to a stake in the ground. Inevitably, the baby calf struggles to break free, but the chain dominates its will. For 2 weeks, it'll fight with all its might to escape. But eventually, the elephant becomes tired, frustrated, and defeated, and quits its struggle. Now, with a bloody ankle, the calf knows it will never break free. Fast forward 10 years. That little 200-pound elephant has grown to over 2,000 pounds, easily able to break free. He could just lean forward and break the chain. Yet, unbelievably, a small rope around his ankle, just tight enough for the elephant to feel it, it would still submit to the limitations it accepted as a calf. Incredible as this deception seems, sometimes we can be deceived and accept enslaving limitations as a young calf had. Like this pandemic in the past year and a half, you all have been through as well as everybody else, but it's really been tough on students from the kindergarten all the way through the 12th grade. But we have endured unexpected changes, challenges, and disappointments. This is the reality we live in. I encourage you to shift your mindset from what may seem to be limitations to opportunities. No one has gone through this before, but experiencing setbacks and tough times is really nothing new. I'm here today to tell you that tough times don't last, but tough people do. You've heard that before. Talk to your grandparents. Look back on their lives. They had tough times, but it helped them to be stronger people. When I was younger, World War II was a reality. And I thought my world was going to end. I was 6 years old when my dad joined the Marine Corps. First, I was so proud to have a father in the Marine Corps. But when our family all went down to the train station to see him off, it dawned on me that he would no longer be around to do the things I love to do with him. Then, like most women, my mother went to work in the war effort. Next thing I knew, I was sent to my grandparents, and they lived on a ranch. I can remember thinking my whole life has been turned upside down and over. I love my grandparents, but miss my dad and my mother. My mother had come, she could not come to see us because of the restricted wartime travel. I was miserable at 6 years old. Thank goodness that attitude didn't last. During the wartime years, almost all able-bodied men were in the service or working in the defense industry. And looking back now, I think my grandfather felt like an angel from heaven had dropped a worker to him. I did not have a choice to not help on the ranch. For 4 years, I assisted my grandfather in feeding, herding, and doctoring cattle, plowing, planting, and all the other chores of a large ranch. He was a great grandpa. He took the time to mentor and train the somber 6-year-old into a confident and hardworking young man. Right before the war was over, my father came back. After 4 years, I did not see him one time. He would send letters, but I couldn't read much at that time, and they were a lifesaver. But it was one of the best days of my life when he came home, but I had survived many tough times in my young life and had better character to do it. At 83 years old, I look back now and see things a lot differently than I had when I was a young person. God helped me through the tough times. Dad leaving our family to go to war and not seeing him at all for 4 years, mother going to work, and going to live with my grandparents, and the happiness of my dad coming home were some of the factors that laid the foundation and shaped how I handled the personal and professional hills and valleys of adulthood. Y'all are on that road right now. My hope is one of these days you will be telling your own story about the times it was tough and how you survived it. I'll go back to the saying, tough times don't last, tough people do. So, you can say to your kids that your entire world seemed to turn upside down, from having to wear a mask, as has been mentioned, social distancing from friends and family, adaptive visual learning, facing disappointments. You grew resilient and endured. It was awful. Those times were tough. But you survived. As you leave Rouse High School, I urge you to start working on your own story. I've already have mine. Learn from the hardships, and do not let defeat keep you from achievement. God bless each one of you as you start the next step in your lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rouse. At this time, I would like to introduce our Rouse High School Choir, who will perform You Will Be Found.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could someone will come running. I know they'll take you home.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
You will be found.
This past year, we've learned the importance of connecting and communicating. In a time when it is so easy to feel alone, we relied on understanding, support, and encouragement from each other. Congratulations, class of 2021. We can overcome because we are not alone. None of us are alone.
There's a place where we don't have to feel alone. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone.
If you only say the word, from across the silence, your voice is heard. Someone will come running to take you home. Someone will come running to take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. Out of the shadows, the morning is breaking, and all is new. All is new. You're staring up the empty, and suddenly I see that all is new. All is new.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. You are not alone.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need someone to carry you, when you're broken on the ground,
You will be found. When the sun comes streaming in, you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. Even when the dark comes crashing through, you will be found. You need someone to carry you. You will be found. You will be found.
Thank you, choir. This morning, I have the honor of recognizing some of the unique accomplishments of the class of 2021. The class of 2021 participated in the ACC Dual Credit Partnership at Rouse High School, and 134 of our seniors have earned 3 or more college credit hours through the dual co-enrollment program with ACC. This senior class has earned a total of 1,443 college hours, adding up to a savings of $398,268. Please stand and be recognized at this time if you participated in that program. Yep, up, up, up. Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to recognize all of the students who are graduating as Texas Scholars. Recognition is given to seniors who graduate on the LISD Distinguished with Honors graduation plan. The class of 2021 has 161 students graduating as Texas Scholars. If you have been awarded a Texas Scholars Medal, please stand up and be recognized at this time. Thank you. You may be seated. And lastly, I would like to recognize all of our seniors who have been awarded scholarships for their academic achievements, merits, talents, and athletic abilities. If you are a recipient of one of these scholarships, adding up to just over $2,744,601, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Family, friends, and honored guests, it is with great pride that I begin the most anticipated portion of our ceremony. No, it was not my speech. I know that. The presentation of the 2021 graduates. Madam President, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Gearing, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Rouse High School, it is my honor to certify the Rouse High School's class of 2021. At this time, will our ushers please come forward, and will our first row of graduates please stand?
Kevin Andrew Rick. Brandon Huoc Chi Nguyen. Abigail Marie Rivas. Sydney Faith Key. Matthew Luis Barton. Caitlin Marie Peoples. Rochelle Ann Poozer. Audrey Evelyn Helbert. Adam Franco. Natalie Lakshmi Sinha. Addison Parrish Adamus. Cheyenne Ahmed. Emma Ellen Aldrich. Jake Michael Alepa. Jiang Catherine An. Riley Renee Anderson. Meda Anavarapu. Leela Meghana Anteakula. Victoria Marie Aragon. Aiden James Areola. Olivia Catherine Armstrong. Brady Garner Bartel. Cassidy Cameron Artavia. Giovanni Vincenzo Luigi Erzola. Darius Alexander Ochiz. Rachel Elena Ayala. Zachary John Ban. John Michael Barger. Miranda Mackenzie Barker. Camila Barona Romero. Elena Cecilia Barone. Grace Basari. Chloe Grace Boffman. Kaylee Robin Abaniada Batista. Nathan Matthew Baxter. Evan William Bazemore. Caitlin Rose Beasley Zeitler. Avery Garrett Becker. Sanjana Bijawada. Christian Joseph Bella. Caitlin Nicole Bendel. Sebastian Bhattacharya. Carly Lane Birmingham. Joseph Zane Bisco. Ryan Lee Bonnet. Mason Reed Bowers. Lucas David Boyles. Trevor Reed Bradley. Aaron Kelchi Brengan. Savannah Lorraine Brick. Logan Tyler Brown. Nadia Jade Bullock. Aiden Joseph Butler. Ryan Cameron Butler. Joshua Hayden Callahan. Mason Christopher Callow. Dustin Lee Campbell. Haley Simone Cannon. Mia Elizabeth Carrasco. Haley Martin Smith. Sophia Renee Castillo. David Michael Cerda. April Choi. Shelby Renee Clark. Dory Jean Clayson. Dylan J. Clough. Tyson J. Clough. Jackson Michael Cole. Samuel David Cole. Kendall Deanne Copey. Megan Elizabeth Cornwell. Mia Raquel Coy. Addie Lee Craig. Bianca Cruz. Selena Lynn Cruz Masaros. James David Cure. Austin Daniel Curtis. Keith Sterling Zapp. Michael William Darty. Bryson Rex Davis. Isabella Alejandra de la Garza. Joshua Ryan DeVito. Mazalyn Eleanor Dearborn. Kaloen Ivailov Dubisky. Gilbert Bradley DeHaro. Johnny Lloyd Dennis IV. Connor Evan Denny. Lillian Landry Denton. Natalie Sierra Diaz. Garrett Walker Dixon. Kylie Quinn Dilks. Carson Phillips Doris. Matthew Harrison Drum. Gabriella Peyton Duran. Mason Chase Easley. Nathan Andrew East. Cameron Brody Eastup. Sean Patrick Edwards. Lily Lee Ellis. Karen Exkander. Beatrice Carol Yasmin Espada. William Ross Everson. Grace Ann Bagley. Lane Edwards Ballas. Michael Xavier Fields. Zachary Alexander Fields. William Gage Fisher. Shelby Mullen Foll. Andrew Riley Forsell. Kylie Renee Fournier. Marcus Augustin Franzetti. Colin James Frazier. Lauren McKenna Freeland. Savannah Michelle Freeman. Jason Miles Fuller. Emily Grace Galindo. Ryan Frosto Galloway. Rosa Maria June Gant. Gilberto Kiona Garcia. Jeremy Ryan Garcia. Mariah Jade Garcia. Trinity Renee Garrett. Leela May Gadalia. Samuel Buck Giebelhaus. Alexa Giselle Gonzalez. Emily Christine Gonzalez. Hannah Christine Gonzalez. David Anthony Gonzalez. Isabella Mele Gonzalez. Jordan Allen Gould. Connor Grayson Connor Gower. Julia Annette Graham. William Austin Greathouse. Andrew Ryan Graziano. Jackson Bailey Greer. Kylie Ann Griffith. Olivia Rose Grindley. Jace Christopher Greider. Ava Kendall Gwynn. Joshua Jacob Hagan. Jillian Maria Sue Haig. DeAndre Damone Halsey. James Parker Halverston. Serena Marie Hampton. Donald Grant Hansen. Luke Simonetti Harding. Thomas Roger Harris. Samantha Shea Hartman. Maya Don Haskick. Joshua Keith Hatch. Ilona Sunshine Hawkins. John Lafayette Haney. Anaya Jordan Hervey. Juliana Yvonne Heenan. Logan James Henderson. Andrew James Henson. Edgar Allen Hernandez Jr. Nicholas Hernandez. Veronica Alicia Hernandez. Jacob Rodney Hess. Jacob Patrick Hill. Joshua Christian Hill. Taylor Shane Hoddy. Neil Joseph Hoffman. Cale Sullivan Hood. Derek Walker Hooten. Cameron James Hopkins. Madison Shirley Lynn Horn. Cheyenne Elena Hoskins. Joseph David Honeyhake. James Thomas Hunt. Rashina Jane. Molly Marie Heydrich. Ashley Gaizil Jamarillo Garcia. Felix Marshall Jarrett. Emma Noel Jenkins. Charles Timothy Jones. Daniel Garfield Jones IV. Jared Michael Jones. Matthew Noe Jones. Monique Angela Jones. Kaylin Faith Kaiser. Hayden Oberst James. Riley Madeline Haas. Amber Danielle Kelly. Samantha Lee Kenny. Michael David Kipley. Stephanie Caroline Kirby. Samuel Kirk Kerwin. Andrew Ryan Kittle. Sydney Michelle Knight. Amber Nicole Cost. Haley Marie Kramer. Param Kumar. Elias Michael Gindoff Kuzmak. Emma Ann Lambert. Easton Christopher Lampy. Addison Grace Ladiolis. Wyatt Draper Latouf. Jillian Wynn Lee. Jackson Daniel Lewis. Mason Earl Lewis. Taylor K. Lichman. Jace Christian Liljendahl. Sophie S. Liu. Devin Bryce Loker. Ryan Harris Lott. Mia Yasmin Lucero.
Rashad Allen Mackey. Joshua Alfredo E. Magana. Grant Turner Mansfield. Celeste Marielle Manzano. Benjamin Lee Marcourt Jr. Emma Lee Martin. Jordan Martinez. Noah Andrew Martinez. Sari Danielle Martinez. Connor Mitchell Marullo. Hunter Thomas Marvin. Camille Fernanda Mata Cruz. Sarah Ryan Matthews. Zoe Alyssa Townsend Matthews. Chase Ryan Mathis. Ariana Nicole Mathos. James Isaac Matthews. Cole Reed Mayfield. Lydia Francesca Maza. Devin Ashley Kurtz MacArthur. Dylan Bradley McCombs. John William McGinty. Kylie Elizabeth McIntosh. Chandler Aiden McKim. Sydney Marie Meyer. Kyle Davis Mercer. Kendall Elise Meredith. Tyler Thomas Merritt. Braden Ryan Muth. Alyssa Marie Mahalio. Justin Stephen Miller Jr. Evan Adam Milliron. Alexa Eve Menny. Seth Alexander Mitchum. Sana Motaman. Giovanni Kurt Moeller. Skyel Jade Monge. Chelsea Autumn Moore. Mallory Michelle Moore. Michael Dale Mount. Shakir Rahim Muhammad. Riley Irene Murray. Ravanth Mayana. Colin Andrew Myers. Alexander James Newland. Jimmy Newton Nguyen. Maxwell Harding Nichols. Annabella Magdalena Ninamia. Daniel Garrett Norris. Justin Uriel Nunley. Madison Faith O'Brien. Thomas Walker Oates. Chase Hugo Olson. Kira Alexandria Olson. Nikita Aiden Ortiz. Ainsley Morgan Pace. Colby Matthew Pace. Zachary David Pardo. Caleb Ryan Parmenter. Ethan Edward Paulson. Cameron Thomas Payne. Chloe Simone Pedroza. Ariana Violet Plummer. Thomas Thatcher Poe. Abigail Elaine Porter. William Thomas Porter. Chloe Elizabeth Priest. Jacob Lawrence Price. Carter Ellis Pugh. Aaron Nathaniel Paluski. Joshua Michael Paluski. Christy Lauren Rinelli. Giovanni Christian Reali. Daniel Jackson Reddington. Garrett Cooper Reed. Emery Marshall Reed. Alex Michael Reynolds. Spencer Andrew Ray. Ashley Nicole Rivas. Jax Owen Rogers. Sophie Grace Rogers. Christopher Anthony Rodriguez. Gislam Arlie Rodriguez. Jaden Ray Rosen. Emma Lynn Royal. Emma Catherine Rudy. Bradford Scott Rust Jr. Isabella Marie Saberdra. Rebecca Allison Saccone. Arapino Jaden Salapong IV. Michelle Franco Salazar. Arturo Caleb Salinas. Andre Eduardo Sanabria Guevara. Cindy Perez Sanchez. Haley Eileen Sanchez. Vanessa Paulina Sanchez. Peyton Hunter Sanders. Dinesh Soraya Saripali. Dylan Bradley Shable. Jade Madison Shoflin. Cameron Marissa Scott. Fowler Ashton Cersei. Jaden Patrick Semler. Gregory Guess Shanks. Ashanti Nicole Shorter. Danielle Nicole Shagru. Jonah Trayvon Sigler. Brianna Danae Sims. Elizabeth Malia Singhas. Jaden Savon Earl Slaughter. Allison Renee Sledge. Hagen Justin Smith. Kennedy Reese Smith. Lindsay Nicole Smith. Logan William Smith. 2021, everyone. Savannah Taylor Smith. Taylor Ann Smith. Arturo Jorge Salores. Logan William Shelley. Sabrina Solari Perez. Cheyenne Nicole Solomon. Keegan Brooks Solomon. Nolan Graham Sorrells. Lucas Brian Sparshu. Kayla Dawn Starnes. Haddon Scott Stoffer. Logan Anthony Stevens. Kieran Lee Stewart. Mackenzie Shea Stokes. McKinley Stowell. Haley Nicole Suarez Doble. Omar Sultani. Olivia Ray Sungino. Jessica Lorraine Sutherland. Tania Jade Tate. Christian Robert Taylor. Brian Lee Templeton. Lily Catherine Thompson. Elizabeth Nicole Tillery. Humam Hussein Saeed Tuben. Aliciana Renee Torres. Heather Gabrielle Torres. Leonie Torres. Shayla Onera Uzer. Audrey Onhit Bartanian. Trevor Scott Veneman Holt. Benjamin Wyatt Viala. Ben Tyler Vu. Gavin Hayes Wallace. Patrick Kendrew Wallace. Jackson Travis Warren. David Lee Weimer Jr. Ethan Christopher Welch. Austin Edward Welton. Hannah Reagan Wendling. Joel Patrick Wendling. Caden Patrick Westbrook. Reese Richard Wickets. Kyle Aaron Wilcox. Caleb Scott Wilkerson. Ariel Lilia Williams. Austin Jeffrey Williams. Grace Elizabeth Williams. Sydney Lee Wilson. Brady Joseph Woods. Connor Daniel Woodward. Tyler Mac Worley. Nathaniel Amatayo Sylvester. Vivian Marie Yeager. Abigail Lucille Svetlana Young. Abby Walker Zipkiss. Marcy Kathleen Zuniga. Angelica Zurita.
We have one more graduate to honor. Madison Camille Rivera could not make it up to the stage, but she's here with us, so we can give her a round of applause as well. Does anyone have a brush? Just, no? Okay. All right, we're going to do this. I'm going to shorten my speech a little bit, so it's going to be even better. That was something. This is the first time in over a year I have seen their faces together. So it's been an honor. I'm going to read my speech now so I can get us back on track. So the past couple years, I have shortened my speech as a gift to graduates, but I'm taking my time this year. I have it down to about 20 minutes, so if you guys can hang in there. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You are an inspiring group in so many ways. I actually had trouble narrowing down what I wanted to say this year. In pondering how to describe your unique attributes as a class, I thought about resilient, then persistent, dedicated, then loyal, but it didn't cover the way you've lived life in and out of school this year. You didn't just survive your senior year, you found a way to thrive. I tried to gather all of your accomplishments over the course of the year, the records you broke, the history you made. The list was so long, my speech really would have been 20 minutes. So if you were a part of a club, team, organization that took Rouse to the next level in competition this year, membership numbers this year, personal best, records broken, or first in school history, will you please stand right now? Now, you guys didn't quite get this right. I would venture to say every single one of you should be standing right now. This was a first in history. So senior class, on your feet, every one of you. Every one of you. Thank you, my friends. You may be seated. Now, there's a picture we need to talk about that should be coming up here in a minute. This particular morning started out like any other until the radio started squawking, which usually means someone is about to tell me something I do not want to hear at 8 a.m. Then my phone started buzzing, which usually means someone is really about to tell me something I don't want to hear at 8 a.m. And then that picture appeared on my phone. I have never been so happy to see a senior prank. Again, the word thrive comes to mind. Now, typically, we look at the video and the cameras, we interview the students, et cetera, et cetera. So when I was asked, what do you want to do? I said, I want to celebrate the fact that our students are thriving right now. They did something normal, well, extraordinary. I don't know if we can call that normal. I've never seen that ever, for the first time in a long time. As a matter of fact, people all over the nation were responding to that tweet because you gave them hope. And seriously, this is like a work of art when it comes to senior pranks. So now we all have some theories in the office about how that furniture got there, and no one is talking. So I'm going to share my favorite theory thus far before I close. Many believe that our Rouse High School state wrestler Aiden Butler tossed them up there. In all seriousness, you did not give up, you did not give in, and you definitely did not take an easy path. You made history despite unbelievably difficult conditions. And class of 2021, I am incredibly blessed to know you. You inspire us. Thank you. We will now hopefully show a slide presentation prepared by our Rouse High School audio-video production teacher, Trina Moore. Please direct your attention to the screen and enjoy a look back at some wonderful memories.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah. you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. May you have auspiciousness and causes of success. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May you take no effort in your being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. May the road less paved be the road that you follow. Oh, well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. A slap bracelet. May you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and less stress. Having no possessions though immeasurable wealth. May you get a gold star on your next test. May your educated guesses always be correct. And may you win prizes shining like diamonds. May you really own it each moment to the next. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. May the road less paved be the road that you follow. Oh, well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. You to have it all you can imagine. Oh, no matter what your path is, if you believe it, then anything can happen. Go, 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 raise your glasses. Go, 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 you can have it all.
At this time, Jillian Lee will be delivering our closing remarks. Jillian is the daughter of Roy and Trin Lee. Jillian is the class of 2021 senior class president in the top 10%, Key Club president, RJH president, AP Capstone Diploma candidate, AP Scholar with Honor, a member of the International Thespian Society, National Honor Society for Art, and National Honor Society and UIL Scholar. Jillian, come on up.
Hi, it's so good to see everyone. I'm going to start off with my thank yous. Thank you, of course, to my friends and family, teachers and staff, and my fellow student council members for giving me the huge honor of speaking today. I want to talk about my favorite part of high school. Simply put, I would say, is learning the complexity of people. We could all think we know everything or nothing at all about someone, and we'd almost always be wrong. But wrong in a good way. The kind of wrong that pushes curiosity and interest into having long conversations in a Sonic parking lot, or have a bond that came from just a seating chart. There's a reason that high school holds so much power for the rest of our lives. With creating groups, clubs, teams, and relationships in a time of identity development, people affect you and you affect people. And that's really what it's all about, you know, the theme of the year, human connectivity. Just getting to know these people around you that the universe put you with. My friends and I talk about this at least once a week, about how cool it is that we have all had these tiny instances and choices that we've made or our families made that have led to not only where we are today, but just how perfect of a proximity it is to each other. Sorry, I'm rambling, but my point is that is what has made high school so much fun for me, just letting myself dip into every corner of the school. And I know you guys just heard my introduction. I've definitely been around the school. I had a blast, though. I made super special friendships and memorable acquaintances from all the things I am or was involved in that never made my extracurriculars feel like chores at all. Being in so many things, I met and learned about so many people, the best parts of them and worst parts of them, but most importantly, learned from them. Even though my speech is about connecting with others, everything's always going to come back to yourself and having these experiences for you to personally grow. I want to give my class and all of you a word of advice, of course, in order to make the most of whatever you're all doing next, is to approach people with a fascination and genuine interest for them as an individual, recognizing similarities and differences and seeking interest in them rather than judgment, and creating these relationships that could last you a minute or a lifetime. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for sitting a little longer to listen to my speech. Congratulations, everyone. I'm so happy to have you all in my perfect proximity.
Thank you, Jillian. At this time, I would like to invite everyone to please stand as we sing our school song, which will be printed on the inside of the back page of your program. Okay, we have a quick reminder. You're going to exit using both stairways. I have to get my stewardess. These stairways, here and here, you're going to exit out either side. When you meet and greet your families, as you exit, just please be respectful of space and don't run out on top of each other and get out of here as quickly as possible. Just treasure the moment. Stroll. Graduates, the tassel attached to your cap is rooted in academic symbolism from the Middle Ages. In recognition of the conferring of your diploma, tradition holds that your tassel be turned from one side of the cap to another. Please, at this time, turn your tassel. Let's do it. Let's do it. She ready? We have a special opportunity. If you guys will just honor one more minute, you can stay standing. But Madison is ready to walk. Can we all encourage her today and do one more diploma?
to her. Madison Camille Rivera. All right.
That's why you guys are the best. Thank you. All right, with the turning of your tassel, I bid you farewell as students of Rouse High School and congratulate you, class of 2021.